And hello there! Let's keep your week rolling just right. The right mix of news and conversations. And whether you're catching us online or on TV, hop on, join the chat. I'm Paolo de Rosario.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Asis-Carilo. Here's your daily dose of deep dives and good vibes. Welcome to
Beautiful Day! And we got another jam-packed show as always. Excited to do it once more. We're gonna have our friends from UNICEF coming on over and giving us a bit of a Christmas cheer this time around.
Yes, we're going to be talking about their Christmas cards that give hope.
Yes, sir. And of course, they call it, I believe, the Hiraya Collection.
The
I
Hiraya
haven't
Collection
seen it. I
for
can't
this
wait
year.
to.
Kasi parang every year they change their theme.
Yes.
So for this year, it's the Hiraya Collection, and we'll learn more about that. Plus, there are other merchandise also.
Of course.
So we'll talk about that later on with our friends from UNICEF Philippines. And you have a guest for Weather HQ today?
Yes, I do. So I'm actually double checking, making sure I get all everyone's titles right. But we're going to have someone from the DOE coming in. So we're going to take a look at an interagency panel of how we're going to try and make sure that yung impact of nuclear energy, yung study niya, is actually properly studied. Because I remember we actually did have a guest recently talk about how nuclear energy could be used to actually address yung plastic waste problem natin. But of course, there
may mga
are
fears
worries.
kasi, when you talk about nuclear energy, right? Yeah, so it
Exactly.
needs to be thoroughly explained.
Yes,
Yeah.
Explained, debunked sometimes when we talk about yung mga, I guess, stereotypes. But then again, it's interesting to see what would happen there. And of course, we have our special love hack segment today. At alam mo, may live callers tayo.
Yeah, not just
Oh
one,
my
but
gosh.
two.
Oo.
I believe 2 live callers for
And hindi
latest
sila
love
staff.
hacks. Hindi.
Hindi sila staff natin.
they're really callers.
Yes.
Like not from the control room.
Oo, hindi yung control room. Apparently,
Pero,
okay yung
wait,
love life naman nasa control room.
Okay lang din naman if someone from the control room would want to ask a love question kay Coach V. I mean, no judgment. Everybody goes through different love experiences,
Yes.
relationship
Tama naman, tama
problems,
naman.
diba? So, later on for Coach V, we will be having 2 callers. But, of course, you can always send questions our way for love hacks later, for our guests later. Go ahead and join us. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube, BNC PHL. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I always check the comment sections. So, as early as now, go ahead and send us anything, messages, questions, shout outs, what have you. Go ahead and send them our way.
I know. And can I just say, apparently wala daw may problema sa control room. Dito sa studio meron daw.
Oh!
Oo. So,
Sino
let's see.
kaya? Alin dyan? Sino may love problem? Raise your hand.
Okay. parang dami. Okay, so
May
of course,
nagturo.
may nagturo. But anyway, look, we get the show all going by taking it on the road first and foremost. So, and take it away.
Yes, let's check the situation in major thoroughfares at this hour. First up, we're going to take a look at EDSA Orense in Makati, already looking busy on the left side of your screens. Those are the vehicles heading to Pasay City. We're seeing heavy traffic already on that stretch. Opposite lane, right side of your screens are vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard. No problem yet as of this hour. Light traffic on that area. Now, here's what's happening along EDSA, Quezon Avenue flyover. Left side of your screens are vehicles heading to Quiapo. We're seeing moderate to heavy traffic already building up on that stretch. Pretty much same situation on the opposite lane. Right side of your screens are vehicles heading to Quezon Memorial Circle. We're seeing moderate traffic on that area. Now, heads up to motorists. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It's a Thursday, guys. So vehicles with license plates ending in 7 and 8 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And it's time to find out today's weather forecast from Paolo on Weather HQ. Take it away, Pao.
Thank you so much, Anne. Let's take a look at the low pressure area that we have been monitoring because it has now entered the Philippine area of responsibility. I'll move on over to the side so you can see all the numbers here because as of 5 a.m., this LPA was last seen about 705 kilometers east of eastern Visayas. Right now, this has a high chance of developing into a tropical cyclone within the next 24 hours. Now, once it strengthens into a tropical cyclone, Pag-asa will name it Wilma. Our Weather Bureau says there is also a strong possibility of landfall either in eastern Visayas or in southern Luzon. Now, this will happen by either Saturday or Sunday. Now, if this happens, it may affect most of the Visayas region and some parts of Mindanao over the weekend. But for now, this LPA doesn't have a lot of chances, or rather has no direct impact on the country as of yet. Now, we'll keep a close watch on this weather system and bring you more updates as soon as new information comes in. Now, for today, though, there are two weather systems that are currently affecting the country. First off is the northeast monsoon or hanging amihan coming up here. And of course, there is a shear line affecting southern Luzon and eastern Visayas. Now, let's go first to northern Luzon. The hanging amihan is keeping skies cloudy with light rains over the Cagayan Valley, Cordillera Administrative Region, and Quezon. Now, as you can see here, the weather still a bit cool over in Basco and Cabugao, around 20 degrees Celsius being the coldest in the entire region. For the rest of Luzon, including Metro Manila, the amihan will also bring partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated light rains. Temperatures in Manila will range in between 30 degrees Celsius and 26 degrees Celsius, of course 30 degrees Celsius being the high. Now, the shear line will also bring cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms in Catanduanes, Albay, Sorsogon, Northern Samar, Eastern Samar, and Samar. These moderate to heavy rainfall may cause flash flood or landslides, so make sure you stay alert, especially if you are in low-lying areas. Now, for the rest of Visayas and Mindanao, you can expect generally fair weather conditions. Isolated rain showers are still expected due to the localized thunderstorms, but as you can see here, generally fair weather conditions all throughout the south of the Philippines. Take a look at that Davao with a high of 34 degrees being the highest among the region alongside Zamboanga. So, warm weather in these areas of the country. Now, as for our sea conditions, a gale warning is up along the eastern seaboards of southern Luzon and Visayas. Now, you can expect rough to very rough seas with wave heights of up to 5 meters. Now, gale warning is also in effect in the northern, western, and eastern seaboards of northern Luzon, as well as the eastern seaboard of central Luzon. Rough to very rough seas are also expected with wave heights of up to 4.5 meters. For your safety, all sea travel in these areas are prohibited. For the rest of our country, you can expect generally calm seas. Now, you can also expect light to moderate waves that make travel smoother for small fishing boats and passenger vessels. But even with the calm waters, it's always best to stay alert and follow the local Coast Guard and weather advisories while at sea. That is it for Weather HQ at the meantime, and back to you.
Thank you so much, Pao. Now on to our top stories for this morning. A new batch of government officials have been recommended for charges by the ICI to the Office of the Ombudsman. Leading the list is former Senator Bong Revilla Jr., joined by a number of officials and staffers from the Senate and DPWH, facing charges of direct bribery, plunder, and administrative complaint. The ICI has also recommended for further investigation Senators Cheese Escudero and Mark Villar, as well as former Senators Nancy Binay and Grace Poe. Now, in response to this, the camp of former Senator Bong Revilla has released a statement yesterday saying that Senator Bong Revilla has never received any subpoena or complaint or a copy of a complaint against him from the ICI or any department. So he was never asked to explain and he was never asked to defend himself as well. So if you'll remember, wala ngang session sa ICI na pinatawag si Senator Bong Revilla. They just submitted this recommendation to for charges to be filed. Ayan, na-lost na
Also,
ako.
correct me if I'm
Sa
wrong,
Ombudsman.
walang subpoena power din yung ICI.
But he was never invited.
Yeah, he wasn't invited.
Yes, he was never invited.
I just wanted to clarify that
Yeah.
because he was saying that he didn't receive a subpoena.
So no subpoena, no invitation to have a session with the ICI. So hindi siya nakapagdepensa sa sarili niya. So he released that statement yesterday. But of course, they are welcoming any investigation. Same goes for the camp of Senator Mark Villar, who also released a statement, and Senator Grace Poe, former Senator Grace Grace po, they are welcoming whatever investigation that needs to be done and saying that malinis ang kanilang pangalan.
Well, speaking of the ICI, former DPWH Secretary Rogelio Babe Singson has resigned as Commissioner of the Independent Commission for Infrastructure, or ICI. The news of Singson's resignation was first reported by former Congressman Jing Paras on At the Forefront of the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Singson confirms in a text message to the Bilyonaryo News Channel the former DPWH secretary said he is already winding up because the commission now needs lawyers. ICI chairperson Andres Reyes Jr. also confirmed that Singson has indeed resigned. It will take effect on December 15 but may extend until December 21. So, again, when we talk about the ICI, there are so many things going on, and including right now the resignation of Babe Singson, and
which came as a surprise.
Yeah, came as a surprise. But at the same time, we wondered whether or not this would have teeth, in the sense that if it had more power, then it would have been a more effective tool during this corruption scandal. And it could only imagine how this looks at the chair.
Oo, mahirap ito.
Yeah.
You know, if you'll remember, back in October, we talked about this, and we had this banter on the show na si Congressman Edgar Erice said that merong isang member ng ICI na nagbabalak na mag-resign because that person is losing hope over the ICI's limited authority. So this was back in October, and then
But we
this
don't know if that's the
happens.
same person.
So hindi natin alam, no, but it could be. Parang if you connect the dots, baka siya na. But Secretary Singson is giving a different reason as to why he has resigned, diba? Sabi niya mas kailangan na ng lawyers at this point in
And
the
health
ICI
reasons also.
and for health reasons as well. So but tapos I was able to listen to the banter nila Corina last night na ito ba, naniniwala ka ba na ito kaya ang talagang reason? But it really is a big blow. You know, other lawmakers, other politicians have expressed their sadness over this. Sabi ni Mayor Benji Magalong, nalulungkot daw siya. Those were his exact words. Congressman Terry Redon has also released a statement saying that this is a serious setback to the fact-finding work of the ICI, particularly as Secretary Singson had insider access and deep understanding of the ongoings in the DPWH. And sabi ni Congressman Terry Redon that the President should appoint a replacement with the same level of expertise and integrity. So we will see what is going to happen next kung mare-replace nga, if there's someone that will be appointed to replace Secretary Singson in the ICI.
Especially with the recommendations already being made for charges, right? So anyway, we have to move on here because Senate President Pro Tempore Panfilo Lacson says 79 billion pesos have been wasted on ghost flood control projects. According to Lacson, he and Senate Finance Committee Chair Win Gatchalian reviewed 10,000 projects and 900 were non-existent. Lacson stresses that the 79 billion peso loss is only from the ghost projects.
Ghost pa lang yan. Wala pang substandard, wala pa itong mga road projects, wala pa itong multi-purpose buildings. Flood control pa lang yan.
Again, that's just from flood control projects, and 79 billion pesos.
That is a lot of money.
That number could actually be small when you take a look at all of the money lost in all of these projects, diba?
Oh my goodness. Parang when you say 79 billion, and this is just
apart.
And this is just the ghost projects, diba? Parang hindi mo nga you can't wrap your head around that figure, 79 billion. That is a lot of money that could have gone to more important projects in different departments of the government. Na hindi ghost.
Nagawa talaga.
And this is, ba talagang maiintindihan mo bakit ba nagagalit yung taong bayan? Kasi this is taxpayers' money that has been siphoned somewhere else, somewhere non-existent. Diba? Parang nagbabayad ka ng tax for ghost projects na hindi mo napapakinabangan talaga.
And substandard and so on. But yeah, this is just a could be just a drop in the bucket because this is just on one line item, which is the ghost projects. Anyway, we could go on forever on that.
Talking about this matter now, but let's move on. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has announced an increase in the base pay for military, police, and other uniformed personnel. The president said in his online message that the increase will be fulfilled in 3 tranches, with the first being an additional daily subsistence allowance of 350 pesos starting in January. PBBM says this is in recognition of their sacrifice and service to the public during calamities, and the executive order for the pay increase is on its way.
Bilang pagkilala sa inyong walang sawang paglilingkod, dedikasyon at husay, ating itataas ang base pay ng MUP. Kasama rito ang lahat ng military and uniformed personnel mula sa Department of National Defense, Department of Interior and Local Government, Philippine Coast Guard, Bureau of Corrections, National Mapping and Resource Information Authority. Ito ay ipapatupad natin sa 3 tranche sa January 1, 2026, January 1, 2027 at January 1, 2028. Bukod pa riyan, simula January 1, 2026, ang subsistence allowance ng lahat ng MUP ay magiging 350 pesos na kada araw.
Now, moving on here, if the election were held today, Vice President Sara Duterte would most likely win the presidency. This is based on the latest WR Numero survey for the 2028 presidential race. According to the poll conducted from November 21 to 28, Duterte received 33.3%, followed by Senator Raffy Tulfo with 13.4%, while former Vice President Leni Robredo obtained 13%. Other prominent names include Senator Bongo, Senator Robin Padilla, and former Senator Grace Poe, as well as Senator Risa Ontiveros. In the vice presidential race, Senator Bongo leads with 19.1%, followed by Senator Robin Padilla with 8.5%, former Senator Grace Poe, and then Senator Bam Aquino also in the top. WR Numero emphasized that the results are only a snapshot and that the 2028 elections are still very far away. According to WR Numero Advisory Group Chief Analyst Dr. Julio Tehanqui, the survey shows a political stalemate among the leading families and factions in politics.
Now, in other news, Pagadian City Mayor Samuel Co is pretending to be Filipino. This is according to an exclusive source of Bilyonaryo News Channel. Based on a document dated March 10, 1966, Mayor Co was born in Clinica Santo Niño in Pagadian. However, when BNC's team went to the barangay, residents say there has never been a Clinica Santo Niño there. Our news team was also unable to find birth, marriage, and death certificates for Mayor Co's parents, but they were found resting in a Chinese cemetery in the city. These, among other anomalies in the mayor's family records. In a message to BNC, Mayor Co says he is a Filipino and his parents were Filipino citizens before his birth. BNC remains open to hearing from the mayor's side.
Now, moving on to sports, 40-year-old NBA veteran Chris Paul reveals on social media that his time with the LA Clippers has come to an abrupt end. Paul posted on his own social media account saying he, quote, just found out he is being sent home. LA Clippers president of basketball operations Lawrence Frank confirmed to U.S. media that Paul has indeed parted ways with the team. 12-time All-Star returned to the Clippers on a 1-year deal this season, but could not help them avoid a dismal 5-16 record start season. The Clippers are currently sitting just one place off the bottom of the Western Conference.
Okay, here we go with our first cup of tea for this morning. Miley Cyrus is getting married again. The Grammy-winning singer is now engaged to fellow musician Max Mirando. The two first sparked engagement rumors when they attended the world premiere of Avatar Fire and Ash, where the Hannah Montana star was seen with what appeared to be an engagement ring. Their relationship status has since been confirmed as soon to be married.
How many marriages has she had?
With Liam Hemsworth,
Is
right?
is that the only
I think
one?
that's the first one. And then, if I'm not mistaken, but I saw a report on this one, and Miley Cyrus said that she was actually very surprised that Max Mirando was able to pull it off.
Okay, yeah,
So
yeah.
nagulat siya dun sa engagement. They proposed, or he proposed during a trip that they had in Japan.
Yeah, so I'm checking right now. I
If
think,
she has been
yeah,
married, Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah, Liam Hemsworth. No, yeah, but how many times?
What do you mean?
Just
once.
Okay,
yes,
just
to
once.
Liam
Just making sure.
Hemsworth. Yeah.
Naalala ko bigla that episode from Friends kasi when Ross was freaking out of how many marriages he's had. Diba? So naalala ko lang. And I'm not saying it's the same thing.
But si Miley Cyrus,
Napaisip lang
yan.
ako.
Si Liam Hemsworth lang. So moving,
Oo.
she's moving on from Liam Hemsworth to this Max Mirando.
He wasn't Hemsworthy.
guy. He wasn't
No,
Hemsworth.
he wasn't Hemsworthy.
Pero bago sila nag-break up, no, parang ang daming nilang pinagdaanan together, Miley and
Yeah, now she's
Liam.
taking it to the max.
Yes, taking it to the max. Double X pa, MAXX. Now, for our next cup of tea, Emmy and Golden Globe winning actress, oh, I love her, Sarah Paulson, gets a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The American Horror Story Horror Story star attended the unveiling ceremony in Los Angeles, accompanied by her partner Holland Taylor and producer Ryan Murphy. Modern Family star Jesse Tyler Ferguson also made an appearance taking photos with Sarah while wearing a shirt with her face on it. It's so cute.
As you should.
The actress has nothing but gratitude for the honor. I love Sarah Paulson. And,
And it is not lost on me what a privilege it is to be honored in this permanent, undeniable way. It signals not only to me, but to every dreamer out there that dreams can come true. And that in my workaday life, endeavoring to find meaning in human connection has mattered.
I love her.
You love her so much, you didn't let her speak nga eh.
Sorry, I didn't know she was gonna talk.
Oh my
Sorry, Sarah,
gosh.
for interrupting you. But
Parang
I
hindi
love
kayo
her.
kaibigan.
And I actually, friends kami ni Sarah. And I love her relationship with, what's her name?
Yeah, you love her so
Holland
much, hindi mo
Taylor.
kilala kung sino yung partner niya.
Nagulat nga ako nung nalaman ko na they were together pala for the longest time. Holland Taylor, if you've seen Legally Blonde, she was the very strict professor in Legally Blonde, the old lady. So they're together, si Sarah Paulson and Holland Taylor. So congratulations, Sarah Paulson. So the next time I go to that place, Hollywood Walk of Fame, hahanapin ko yung star niya and take a picture there also.
All right, yeah, why not? Why not? But of course, yeah, congratulations. And of course, I love the shirt of Sarah Paulson's face. Besides Sarah Paulson. That's always great. But yeah, that's a wrap, I think, for our
Yes,
tea
for our
for the
tea
moment.
for this morning. Now, up next, it's the most beautiful time of the year, the season of giving. This Christmas, let's nurture love, care, and hope for every child. And that's exactly what UNICEF Philippines has been doing for decades. Joining us today is Sereena Palami from UNICEF Philippines when Beautiful Day returns after a short break. Hi there, welcome back to Beautiful Day. This Christmas, we are reminded that empowering our future starts with nurturing the youth. UNICEF Philippines is spreading hope and granting wishes for children across the country through their special Christmas cards. And to tell us more, we have with us today Sereena Palami, Fundraising Officer at UNICEF Philippines, right here on our Hangout. Beautiful day, Sereena. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us. Good morning, Anne. Good morning, Paolo.
Good morning.
And Merry Christmas. So I'm holding here the Hiraya Collection of Cards for this year. So you change themes every year
do,
for your
that's
Christmas
right.
cards and your merchandise, right? And for this year, this is called the Hiraya Collection of Cards and Merchandise, recently launched in collaboration with Ang Inc.
That's right.
Correct? So let's talk more about this year's cards and merchandise.
Yes, happy to. So this year's cards are different. We're leveling up. I mean, all the cards every year since we relaunched it in 2021 have always been special. But we're hearing from our donors. And from you today, I was happy to see your delighted instant reaction
They're beautiful.
to the cards.
Yeah.
Yes, because this time it comes in a collectible box. And you will find, if you open it, Anne, there are 12 cards inside. If before we would do 12 cards by one premier artist, so we've been privileged really to be working with notable Filipino
are so
artists.
pretty.
This year, we are working with 12 artists. So 12 artists from Ang Inc. And it was a natural fit. If you're familiar with Ang Inc., ang ilustrador ng kabataan. So they have long, been a voice and have been advocates for children. So it was a natural fit to work with them this year. And evoke, if you see, this is my favorite really, the cover. Although it is hard to choose favorites kasi maganda lahat. Maganda lahat. And
Yun
unique.
nga, I was gonna ask, how do you select which particular artwork to feature?
It was a challenge. We did some polling in the UNICEF office. Everything was a close fight. Really.
Yeah.
And we're just really grateful that there were so many generous artists, from the Ang Inc. collective who were willing to donate their artwork to UNICEF because it's for an important cause for
Right.
children.
What was
So-
the prompt or what was the theme that you wanted to share when you told the artist, hey,
Yes.
what work could you come up with?
So when we were looking at, we met with them, etc., and you will find it across the themes. For those who got our cards, you'll find it will remind you of Christmas traditions, very culturally rooted in Filipino traditions. So there's Noche Buena, there's Simbang Gabi, there are the paroles, there's the Belen. Everything will feature, nostalgic traditions. So it will bring out. We hope it will resonate with the child in adults now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
will also delight the present children.
Yeah,
I
parang
know.
lumalabas din yung heritage natin.
Yes,
Oh,
Diba?
this one looks
yes.
like
Nostalgia.
this one actually shows Filipino children. There you go, wearing the traditional Filipino attire.
Right.
Diba? Ayan.
At iba-iba yung treatment, di ba?
Yeah.
Iba
Yes,
more
yes.
contemporary, may ibang mas traditional, may ibang mas minimalist.
So, if you look at the designs nga, medyo parang pang all occasion na siya eh.
Yeah, and
Right?
not only that, there's also other merchandise alongside of it that have been
We
inspired by it,
do,
right?
we
Like,
do.
if I'm not mistaken, this scarf.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
absolutely
So
beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm glad
not
you
really a
like
scarf
it.
wearer, pero
But if it's for a good cause, you might. just-
sure.
Yeah, I'll be ordering that online after
Yes,
this interview. But
please.
for many donors, a greeting card like this one may feel like it's just a small gesture. But for UNICEF frames it as a gift that gives back.
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
Can you share concrete examples of how the proceeds from not just the cards but also the merchandise, but the sales from this, how have they translated into real support for children?
Oh yeah. Because we've been doing it 5 years now, it's really made significant impact for the work that we do for children. I'm loving it, Paolo. Styling it really well.
Yeah, it
Trying.
super fits the color of your suit.
Go on.
Okay,
Sorry.
go ahead. We won't. Go ahead, Sereena.
But yes, for children, what it has meant is that I look at, say, last year, for example, when you worked with Sir Manny Baldemore, his cards were also a hit, and he was just a wonderful person to work with. And he knows this. The work that he did with us helped us vaccinate over 1.1 million children in BARM. So we raised enough to do that. We also raised enough funds to provide nutrition services for almost 1 million children as well as 76,000 mothers. So it's different every year. What happens is the funds you raise from cards, and this time now that we have other merchandise such as the scarves and the bag charm, which we'll show later, we hope to raise more so that as we pool these funds, we are able to show up and be there for children wherever it's needed the most, whether it's in vaccination or in emergencies or in child protection, in education. It makes a real difference.
Yeah, I just look at the work that you have to do year in and year out. We are now seeing an increased number of disasters. We're seeing an increased number of climate-related issues here, and of course, even moments wherein it feels like parang sunod-sunod na yung mga kailangan natin. Well, really to focus on in terms of relief efforts. How has UNICEF coped with it? It feels like an increasing number of challenges year in and year out that have to be addressed.
That's right, Paolo. I mean, we have been overwhelmed with back-to-back emergencies in October and in November with the typhoons and the earthquakes. And UNICEF has been agile, I would say, in the way we've responded to emergencies, because we already work with communities before an emergency happens, so we know the situation in these areas. And when emergencies hit, we are able to respond with immediate assistance in terms of water, sanitation, and hygiene. So we provide water kits, or it can be access to toilets, or other temporary, just making sure children have access to clean and safe drinking water. Or it can be temporary learning spaces or educational kits that we provide, or emergency cash assistance, as well as in the case of, say, in Typhoon 01 for Catanduanes, which is one of the hardest hit. So we were able to provide that along with the standard services in education, with the tents and the learning kits, to make sure that we can resume learning right away. So that is up. At the same time, we look at not just immediate response, we also look at long-term recovery, looking at how we can build back better after an emergency.
How would you describe the current state of our youth today?
I will say, because I'm just coming from a meeting with our youth organizations in Manila, and I will say it's a mix of persistent challenges that our youth face. There's increasing mental health, anxiety. There's also there was learning loss that we're still recovering from after the pandemic. At the same time, there's progress. So we were discussing how more children now survive. Fewer children are dying before 5. There are more children enrolling in primary school, and the youth they're very engaged.
Yeah.
They're active. They're very authentic in terms of identifying issues, and they very much identify with organizations that are also very authentic in recognizing what the problems are, what we've achieved, what the gaps are, and very importantly, recognizing their voice and knowing that we can't solve problems as adults on our own. If we want to solve problems for children, we need to be working with children, getting their inputs, because they know a lot. They are wise.
When I think of UNICEF, I always think of this organization that really champions yung mga basic needs for the kids in particular, especially during disaster situation. And you mentioned mental health. Has that now become one of the more basic needs? It felt like back in the day, let's say 10 years ago probably, or maybe even 15, that mental health wasn't necessarily in the higher list of priorities in terms of things that have to be addressed in terms of relief. Has mental health, especially right now with the younger generation and their exposure to all of these sorts of things, has that become more of a priority right now in terms of the relief efforts of UNICEF as well?
It is. It is more a priority. I see that, for example, in our climate, in our response to emergencies, it will include mental health and psychological services because it's not so much just the tangible materials we receive, but really looking at our well-being, our overall, our holistic well-being.
What do you think is the biggest challenge, affecting Filipino children now? Aside from, mental health, they're faced with all
Yes.
these problems, and we have mentioned that earlier. What do you think is the biggest challenge for Filipino children, and how are you adapting your programs to meet this crisis?
Parang thesis defense, pasensya na.
I will speak from what I know. So I'm a fundraising officer, and I'm glad that you bring this up because maybe in future shows we can also invite our program officers. They're the experts in these areas. But from what I work with the children and the youth we've been at, it's important. Climate, preparing for climate disasters is what they see as important. So that's a priority to them. So that's a priority to us. And we know that in emergencies, half the number of people affected are always children. So in terms of future-proofing our work, you might have seen this in the news. We just launched we launched a report on the climate analysis landscape for children in the Philippines, really looking at, so it's a start, really looking at how we can shock-proof our social services, our education, so that, because we know climate disaster will happen.
Yeah.
So how do we
Yes.
make sure there are fewer interruptions to school? How do we ensure we continue to have access to safe water and drinking water for communities, as well as also mental and psychological health services and financial services and so on.
It's so interesting that you're bringing up the youth being siguro more aware and really feeling yung climate dangers that we actually have right now. I know yung pinag-usapan lately has been the flood control projects in particular. And
Climate-related
Climate-related din kasi. No, and not only that, because certain, parang tumatagal yung mga disaster. Because of those
that,
types of
yeah.
situations. But when we look at the future plans here, you mentioned already how you've evolved and pivoted, especially with the changing needs of the youth today. When you take a look at 2026, what can we expect from UNICEF in the way that they approach yung mga relief efforts nila, and of course, trying to make sure that they're ever present for the Filipino youth?
Right. A lot of it will be, will continue to be strategic. So we have funds thanks to our donors who help sustain our work, and not many may know this, but UNICEF relies completely solely on voluntary contributions to fund this important work for children. So thank you, donors, and please visit our shop. But how do we funnel those funds for our children? It's making sure we use what is right now limited funds in a strategic way, and what's unique to UNICEF is we look at it as strengthening systems. So we're really looking at long-term solutions. We will have, we'll continue to provide immediate recovery in terms of wash kits, education kits, nutrition supplies, etc. But then also stepping back, looking at the whole picture and seeing how we might work to improve the systems, really, so that it's prevention first, even before it becomes treatment and response.
Aside from purchasing the cards this year, the Hiraya collection, the merchandise, what are the other meaningful but maybe lesser known ways that our viewers, future donors, can support your mission, UNICEF's mission?
Thank you. You can always visit. So for the merchandise, there's donate.unicef.ph/shop. For all other ways of helping, if it's an emergency or for our regular programs, we have our monthly donors. A shout out to our champions for children. You can become a champion for children, a consistent monthly donor for UNICEF, if by signing up on the site or by speaking with our face-to-face fundraisers on the field.
Sereena, what is one wish that you have for every Filipino child this Christmas?
This Christmas, for them to experience the scenes we see in these cards. Just the warmth of family, to feel safe, to feel loved. There are many challenges that we face, but to just have, a moment of peace, really. And also, and this comes from children too, they're hopeful. So I hope that regardless of the situation, more children feel hopeful. More children know that, there are many advocates and champions on their side. And despite the persistent challenges, there are many who are willing to take action, really. And so, UNICEF's role is also to, as our representative said, to not despair. It is part of the mandate, really, is to be inspired by our children and youth and to continue to hope that positive change can happen. And I will also maybe just take this opportunity to thank our donors, because in the years I've been working with UNICEF, I find now that donors give to UNICEF not just because UNICEF is great. Donors give because they are great. They are people who want to solve problems in the world. They are people who want to take action for children. They want to see change, and they count on UNICEF, and they see how UNICEF is able to do that for children. And we don't take that trust lightly. We take our mandate seriously, and we just feel like if our donors believe, if children believe that positive change can happen, then how can we not? So we continue, to fight the good fight. We keep working. So that is my wish. And also, for anyone who receives the card, the sender or receiver, I hope, the merchandise will delight you.
Yes,
and
it's a
brings
gift that
smile.
gives back.
Yes.
That's how you describe
And
the
keeps you
cards.
warm.
Yes, and keeps you warm. And in a way, keeps the children warm as well, right? So
Yes,
parang
ang
it's a
ganda ng
give and
pivot
take
mo, ah.
gift. Oo. But before we let you go, Sereena, we always ask this final question to our guests. Our show is called Beautiful Day. So what makes your day beautiful?
Well, this is my first time appearing on a TV show, I will say. So this is definitely a beautiful way to kick off my day. So thank you for being my highlight of the day. Thank you.
Thank
We
you so
look forward
much.
to your long TV career.
This is the start.
Ito simula pa lang, yes,
Oo,
absolutely.
just the beginning.
Fingers
But
crossed.
thank you, Serena, for joining us today
Thank
and
you so much,
reminding
Ann.
us how we
Thank
can
you,
all
Paolo.
nurture hope for children this holiday season.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, when we return, I'll speak with Director Patrick Aquino about the government's next steps on nuclear energy and its environmental impact.
Plus, our horoscope with Master Hans Kua. So don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Watching Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. The DOE-led interagency panel is conducting a thorough study on the environmental impact of nuclear energy, from siting and safety to waste management and IAEA compliance. Now, with plans to build up to 4,800 megawatts of nuclear capacity by 2050, the question is, how do we secure clean, reliable power while protecting our environment? Here to help us understand these key developments, joining us via Zoom is Director of the Energy Utilization Management Bureau and Head of the NEP IAC Technical Secretariat, Director Patrick Aquino III. Thank you so much for joining us. Sir Patrick, I'm not sure kung may the third ka sa pangalan mo. I apologize for that. That was your title. Pero good morning, Director, and welcome to Beautiful Day.
Good morning to everyone. I'm not the third, but
Sige, you're the first. And so, Sir Patrick, maraming salamat. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's start off first with an update on this study. So there is a study going on the environmental impact on nuclear technology. What are the latest insights that we can glean from it that the people would be siguro surprised to know or note considering yung plans natin when it comes to nuclear energy?
just to be very clear, in the absence of any specific environmental impact assessment requirements, the existing ones will remain. But because we require nuclear is very specific, it's very scientific, we're moving towards coming out, of course, to the Department of Environment and Natural Resources with specific rules on environmental impact assessment requirements for nuclear power projects. So that is where we are. Consultations are underway. The drafting started. Once those are finished on the side of the government and our stakeholders, that will undergo public consultations in the coming months or so.
There is a proposal for a Phil Atom. Can you give us a bit more background on what that is? And of course, it's supposed to ensure independent and strict regulation of nuclear projects. What is that all about?
Well, Phil Atom actually already was passed into law. It's already effective. So the purpose precisely of Phil Atom is to establish our independent nuclear regulator. If we were to conform with the International Atomic Energy Agency, other international best practices, having an independent nuclear regulator is a must. So Phil Atom can now focus on the essential three S's, which is your safety, security, and guard. So that is our clearest demonstration to the public that our nuclear energy for power generation push will be guided by the international requirements, again, focusing on those three pillars: safety, security, and safeguard.
Sir Pat, when we take a look at the risks of nuclear energy, there are a lot of ideas, maybe even misconceptions and stereotypes when you take a look at the term nuclear energy. First off, will there be a campaign in terms of educating people on what nuclear energy is and in terms of the risk that it poses? And of course, for the risks that do exist, how is the government actually preparing to manage them?
Okay, in terms of the communication, we're taking a whole of government and whole of society approach. Front and center, of course, is make the people, our countrymen, aware that nuclear as a general proposition has a future. In fact, there will an increased drive through our stakeholders and other government agency partners, and hopefully you, the media, to focus that radiation and nuclear radiation, was possible nuclear radiation exposure, we're already exposed to it actually on a day-to-day setting. The food that we eat, when we go to do medical procedures, but the difference is that it shift the requirements for power generation. There's that misconception on the oozing radiation that would be repeated. So what we're emphasizing is that nuclear energy for power generation has been around for more than half a century. While there have been instances of the Fukushima, for example, Chernobyl, those are few and far between. And every time those instances happen, the entire world and the entire sector builds on that. So the risk management is front and center of what we're trying to do, minimizing the radiation hazards in the event we do have that untoward event. But if you go by the statistics and numbers, the likelihood of you dying from exposure from a nuclear accident from a nuclear power plant is very remote. You have a greater probability of encountering an untoward incident while riding a land transport vehicle or even riding an airplane. So we'll focus on that moving forward in communicating that to the public.
Well, Sir Pat, we're having a bit of an issue with yung audio mo. We're going to try and fix that in just a bit. At the same time, of course, if you could do something on your end as well, that would be great. But the reason why we're talking about this, of course, is because of the future plans for nuclear energy in the country. And there are also regulations that have to be filled up, as you mentioned, Sir Pat. When we take a look at trying to ensure that we do follow all of these international standards, how can the government ensure that, one, those standards are followed, two, that there is actually safe siting of nuclear facilities in the country? That is, to be quite frank, sir, people are also worried that earthquakes and typhoons would be a big factor when it comes to the safety of these facilities as well.
Okay, to just to assure our public, we have already completed two integrated infrastructure review missions. So if you're looking at the IA milestone approach, those are three phases. We're already at phase two. In terms of securing, let's say, the confirmation of ratification on conventions and treaties for the civilian nuclear, that's pending right now at the Senate. So the job of ensuring the safety, security, and safeguard rests on our independent regulator. But the compliance with all of the requirements for the IAEA, the Nuclear Energy Program Interagency Committee, the one that's assisting them. So right now there are 6 subcommittees working hand in hand to address these challenges. And by way of progress, all of those subcommittees are progressing. That's why if we go back, the IAEA gave us a good review on the in-year mission. In fact, we're lining up a follow-up in-year mission so that we can proceed with phase 3. If we're able to complete the phase 3 integrated infrastructure review mission by the IAEA, the next step would actually be on the licensing siting application.
Yeah.
And then we put, of course, with the construction.
Is there also a long-term plan in terms of the radioactive waste management? Because that is another key concern that I'm sure people are worried about, especially for communities that will be near and around any future nuclear power plants.
For the radiation, for the waste management, just to be clear, that has been integrated in our PhilAtom Act. So it will be science-based. Stakeholders and the communities will be in the final repository. But to be clear, throughout the world, all of the operating nuclear power plants, there's only one country that has a final repository that has been identified and has started operation. And that's one in Finland.
Yeah.
Every other nuclear power plant in operation, the wastes are in intermediate storage. So it is within the nuclear power plant facility. Those in cement and steel cases, you can actually approach it, touch it, and the radiation will not get any radiation hazard. But of course, the long-term goal is to work with the stakeholders, the community, and guided by science to identify our final repository.
Well, of course, Sapat, when we take a look at the timeline, you mentioned already in stage 2, if I'm not mistaken, of the 3, when it comes to, one, the compliance and, of course, all the processes that needs to happen. How soon can all of your projects or all your works actually be taken into effect when it comes to the construction and when it comes to the actual operation of these nuclear facilities?
Well, on the part of the Department of Energy and the Nuclear Energy Program Interagency Committee, the roadmap indicates that the investment decision, the filing for the siting before PhilAtom would be happening next year.
Well, all right. So next.
PhilAtom, of course, will have the time to the siting regulation, the approval. Note that the construction will not start right away. PhilAtom has to issue the license to construct. And then afterwards, when construction does begin, PhilAtom will constantly be monitoring the compliance to our international requirements and local requirements. And thereafter, if construction is completed, you're also looking at another set of licenses coming from PhilAtom, this time on the operation. So if you're looking at the timeline, of course, the DOE looking at having it online by 2030. But, you know, we will always be guided by science. We will always be guided by the regulations that's imposed and required of the PhilAtom, focusing again on the safety guard. But the long-term proposition is that nuclear for power generation will be in our energy mix by 2040 in a capacity of at least 4,800 megawatts.
All right, so the mix of by 2040, of course, in operation by 2032, those are at least yung mga targeted goals for this entire project. Sir Patrick, we just want to say thank you so much for joining us this morning, and hopefully we can talk to you again soon. Pagdating ng 2032, balikan natin to. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much for your insights.
Thank you. Morning.
And that's it for Weather HQ at the moment, and back to you.
Thank you, Pao. Now it's time for us to find out what the stars have in store for us today. Let's hear it from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! Beautiful day with me, Bilyonaryo Master Hans ko. Ito po ang araw-araw na trending horoscope ngayong araw ng Thursday, December 4. Para sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat, may darating na good news! Yellow at 5. Ox naman tayo, may bonding moment na magbibigay saya! Yellow at 2. Kay Tiger naman tayo, wag abusuhin ang katawan. Sobrang overtime. Green at 8. Rabbit na tayo, may bagong trabaho na exciting! Silver at 6. Kay Dragon naman tayo, may kilig na paparating. Blue at 9. Kay Snake naman tayo, huwag hayaang sirain ng tampuhan ang holiday mood nyo. Red at 4. Kay Horse naman tayo, romantic energy. Mamayang gabi, gold at 7. Kay Sheep naman tayo, bawasan ang pagod sa trabaho. Purple at 1. Kay Monkey naman tayo, huwag sobra sa handaan. Green at 5. Kay Rooster naman tayo, may bagong responsibilidad, trabaho na paparating. Yellow at 3. Kay Dog naman tayo, sweet ang partner mo. Maganda magplano ng date. Silver at 9. Kay Pig naman tayo, may bagong opportunity, huwag sayangin ito. Blue at 2. Paalala lang na ito po'y patnubay lamang dahil ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day dito lang po sa Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua.
Thank you, as always, Master Hans Kua. What was your horoscope? You have some romantic energy going on?
Romantic
Romantic energy. Teka, PG tayo PG tayo. Baka may mahirit kang
Morning show to, Master Hans, ha?
But we're saying
Mamaya pa yung love hacks.
love hacks later. We're saying hi to people joining us on Facebook and YouTube. We have Angel, John Victor, as always, watching us on FB, YouTube, Blast TV, and Digital TV. He's all over and following us. Thank you so much, John Victor. John Nepomuceno is also online on Facebook, joining us. On YouTube, as always, we have Chiquito counting down the days till Christmas.
Yes, sir.
And we have Jean saying, good morning, watching from BNC Channel 41.
Akala ko watching from BNC.
From
Nandito lang sa studio.
BNC
Oo.
Channel 41
Yan,
daw.
importante
Ayan.
yun. Oo.
Also saying hi to my husband's tita. So that's my tita-in-law. Annalie Runes watching us. Hi, tita. And her son, Mikey Runes, will be the guest later for Trade Talks at
okay.
10:30. So
All right, good,
thank you
good.
for having us in the background.
I'd like to say hi, Mom.
Anong hi, Mom?
Are
Your
we doing
mom?
that? Okay. Hi, Mom.
How about saying hi to your brother?
No. I might sue him. No. I mean, like, of course, all the loved
after
ones
that-
watching.
After
diba?
that announcement you made yesterday, say hi to your brother.
I'll make a demanda. For over what? Ewan. Basta. Why not? Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. So there, we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. Feel free to join us, BNC PHL. You can send us questions our way because we are doing love hacks. We also have our bowl here in case we have enough time later to ask some questions. If you have questions for Coach V,
Yes,
go ahead
sir.
and join us. YouTube and on Facebook. If you need real talk, love advice, or just an outlet, plug in because our certified love guru, Coach V, is on a roll and ready to take your love calls. Plus, your
Ring,
horoscope
ring.
of the day. No, not that we're done with the horoscope of the day. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. Don't go away. back to Beautiful Day. Real stories, straightforward opinions, practical advice. Get comfy, get truthful, and let Coach V help untangle the matters of your heart right here on Love Hacks.
Love hacks, we got you. No need to be sad.
Beautiful day, Coach V. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Anne. Good morning, Pao. Good morning to all of you.
Yes, and we have a very special episode of Love Hacks today because we have a caller on the line for Coach V here today, and we're gonna
How
go.
exciting!
We're gonna go check in on her right now, and we have Mary on the line. Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Hello?
Hello. Hi. Wow, I love your energy so early in the morning. Where are you calling us from? Ito na naman, parang radyo na naman ako. No? So where are you calling us from?
Paranaque.
From
Ooh.
Paranaque.
Yes,
Don't you have...
we love the South people. all
Yes,
right? We
of
love them.
course. Do you have? Do you still go to school or are you working?
Oh, I'm working. Just work from home po.
I just work from home.
Okay.
Oy, wag mo
Are you working
i-adjust
right
yun,
now?
ah.
Wait, are you working right now?
Absolutely not.
Good. All right.
Yes, you are. You're
not?
working on the matters of your heart.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is what you're working on this morning. So, girl, what's your question for Coach V?
Oh my gosh. Can I give context first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, kailangan may context.
Floor's yours,
Yes.
Mayor. Go ahead and tell us.
What's a question without context? Okay.
Sige, go.
Okay, so, about 2 months or about almost 2 months, my partner of 6 months came clean, weirdly clean, and apologized because he met someone else. Throughout the there was no conversation. He just said he met someone else. I replied like in shock because I didn't know what to say. And then he just never responded. So, ayun. And when he left, like everything got busy on my part. It wasn't until November. Oh my goodness! It wasn't until Mercury retrograde when I found out who he cheated on with me, and then I also found out like 5 days after we broke up. They got together officially, like 5 days.
Okay.
After that, and then
Was it someone you know?
no, but
No,
the
okay.
trigger some parts of my insecurity was triggered. So, and I also found out that he introduced the girl to our friend group, which I stepped out for a bit because mutual friend group. I really didn't want to have any kind of contact with him.
Okay.
So I stepped out of that friend group. And then the week that I found out who it was, the following day, he introduced niya yung girl. But the thing is, sinabihan ko na yung friends ko what happened. So I don't know how they went about with the girls kasi they said as much as hindi sila nag-agree sa ginawa niya, they also want to remain neutral with the situation. So they're not telling me what's happening a lot.
Okay.
But they did affirm me that the guy was getting scrutinized all over.
Okay.
So
Yeah. All right. Good friends. Okay.
good friends. But it's just I went through an entire month just being okay to spiraling around the start of November to the point like my boss noticed me how sobrang ngarag ako during our one-on-one call. Nice boss also. She made sure like even after hours I wouldn't go because she knew I was gonna cry.
So Mary,
Nice.
so what's your question for Coach V here? 'Cause now that we have
how
the
do I-
context.
Okay, so why do I want to know more about like his motive and everything when I really stepped out? Number 2, how do I just move forward? Because I don't want this in my mind. I just don't want this at all.
All right, Coach V, take it away.
Well, first, thank you for sharing that. Must have been hard because it's very fresh.
Yeah.
And you know what, love? Whatever you're going through, it's being gone through a lot of women, especially those who were just left cold just like that, diba? 6 months of relationship, just texted you, I don't want any of this anymore because I've met somebody new, diba? Parang your mind is like ganon-ganon lang. But unfinished business are the most addictive ones. Why? Because of the dopamine loop. Ibig sabihin nun, when your brain doesn't have an answer, the more it obsesses on it, even if it's not really that important. I mean, if you get the answer, what value does it bring in your relationship? It's already done. It's already finished, but it's just our brains. We are so addictive with cliffhangers. Just like when you watch movies that do not have a clear ending, you
Yeah.
keep on talking about it after the movie is done. And so, my love, it is safe to acknowledge that it's normal to kind of obsess about it at the beginning because you did not get the answers that you want. But trust that with time, there will be more answers coming to you. It's not gonna happen so quickly right now, no, because it's your ex-partner have somebody new, so the development is ongoing.
Yeah.
Your second question is, how do I move on from
Yes,
that?
how does she move on from this?
Yes. So, my love, you've mentioned about it triggered your insecurities. Is that right? What
Yes.
insecurities did that trigger you?
Appearance-wise.
Can you say that again?
Oh, sorry. Appearance-wise,
Appearance-wise. What about
yes, I think-
appearance?
I think the girl is skinnier than I am. That's
Oh
right.
no.
Okay, the girl is skinnier.
You know what? That's like a natural reaction when
Very
you
much
go
so.
through a breakup. The girl will always want to compare herself with the new girl, with the other
Absolutely.
person.
Because that brain is trying to make sense. What makes that girl better than I am?
Yeah, yeah.
Especially when there's cheating. And that's probably what you're feeling right now. So you think that he replaced you with her because she's more skinny?
So far, I think that's what my brain is telling me.
And you mentioned a while ago, Mary, that this kind of triggered an insecurity problem with
Yes.
you. You mentioned it earlier. Na this
Yes.
whole thing, medyo na insecure siya because of that, because of this cheating incident, which I feel is really a natural reaction.
It's really a natural reaction, but it's masakit. It's very mapait because
It is.
like in your head, like, is it just being skinny? Were you having problems before the text message came?
Oh, like relationship-wise,
Yes, because
Honestly-
6 months, it's very early. Usually honeymoon period pa
Yeah,
yan.
I
eh.
was gonna say.
yeah. On my perspective, we called like right before that. We spent almost 1 week calling every night. We talked every day. I really made sure I was there, and if I don't reply, I really tried to, explain what happened. I really tried to communicate throughout that period.
Okay.
But apparently, he was telling our friends that I was distant.
Y-
Uh-uh.
Sorry, Mary. I just wanted to ask a question as well because you've mentioned your friends a lot as well. Are
Yeah.
you from the same barkada in general?
Yes, we were
Okay.
friends before
Okay.
the dating period.
All right. So, Coach V, how does one deal with that? You're dating someone within your
Medyo mahirap yan.
friend circle,
Yeah.
and then now you're replaced short term. Well, really
Yes.
quickly, rather.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that makes it even more complicated because you have your neutral friends. I call it neutral. Is it really neutral or was it their friends niya ba yun or friends mo originally? Or sabay talaga?
Parang sabay.
Okay.
There are
Alright.
kasi it started with just a couple of friends, me, and then more people got in, and then he
Okay,
got
Mary.
in.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it's neutral friends, it's tougher because you are probably expecting your friends that they will tell you the chicas about the new girl. But at the same time, the friends also will have to balance because they can't tell you anything about the
Yeah,
new girl
I-
kasi ayaw ka din siguro nilang masaktan.
yeah, I expected that. Kaya, well, I also don't want to know stuff then kasi alam kong talagang it's not good for
Yes.
my mental health.
Okay.
And
But
if
at
you
the
want
same
to
time, there's
correct. And Mary, if you want to move forward, you have to avoid that neutral friends for at least 3 months because they're not
3
going to be
months.
good for your mental health. The more you will be reminded that you got cheated on, and the more you will be reminded that, oh, baka even nawala na yung boyfriend ko, baka pati mga kaibigan ko nawala pa. No? So this is the time that you form your own own friends. That's why even in relationships, we highly recommend na even if you are so in love, do not merge all of your friend group. Because by the time na nangyari yung mga ganito, if lahat ng friend group nyo is merged, who are you gonna go for support system?
Yeah, you need your own,
your
kumbaga,
own circle.
independent
Like make-
commission.
Circle,
Create your
yes.
own circle of, new circle of friends,
Yeah,
actually.
like yung like a circle of trust nyo. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Absolutely.
Mary, we hope that we answered a few of your questions and we actually helped you a bit. And
Yes.
we just want to say thank you again for being so honest. And Coach V, any parting words for Mary before we let her go?
Mary, let me just tell you that you are very lucky. That you found out about this when you were just 6 months in the relationship and not 6 years and married.
Yes.
So, I can feel it in your voice that you are young. My Lavibo, 8 billion people in the world. Marami pang mas pogi doon sa ex mo.
Of course.
Very good. That's the love that we want.
This just very much in line with my favorite saying, there's plenty of water in the ocean. Oo.
Yes.
Dami.
And
Or-
fish also in that water.
There's also fish, pero mas maraming tubig kaysa sa isda. Kaya focus muna tayo sa tubig.
Yes, baby
Alright,
girl.
thank you so much, Mary. We
Thank
really
you, Mary,
appreciate
for
you.
joining us today.
Wow.
Thank you so
Good luck
much for
to
having
you.
me.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
I love how
Ang
she
hirap ng
laughs.
ang
She's
hirap,
so
ang
cute.
hirap ng magkabarkada kayo and then you form a relationship. Tapos pag nag-break, di ba? Eh kasi same circle of friends yan eh.
Maiipit din yung barkada nyo,
Maiipit
di ba?
talaga.
Ang hirap.
Yeah. But how would you manage that, Coach V? Let's take it from the friend's perspective na.
Okay.
Kasi may ma-offend, I'm sure. Kapag sinabi mo na, I need a break from you for a while because of yung friendship mo with yung ex ko, right? Or that connection. How would you approach it as a friend? Or how would you advise friends to help that other person who siguro na ostracized ng konti because of that breakup?
Yes. So, as a friend, for example, ako yung friend, for example, siya si Mary, di ba? As a friend, even if I don't say anything, my mere presence would remind the girl of the breakup,
Yes.
would remind the girl of the boyfriend. So, if I was the friend of Mary, I would not insist to be in Mary's presence right now because my mere presence is already a reminder. So give her the break that she needs. Even if you want to help, I mean, there's not much that you can do because if you are a loyal friend on both sides, you can't talk bad about the guy. Even if, sabi nga, di ba, deep inside, ang dami na siguro nagagalit din yung mga friends.
Yeah.
But
Kasi
as
parang
friends,
may kakampi sa girl, may kakampi dun sa
Diba?
guy. So mahirap talaga yun.
and some prefer not to say it so that they could remain and they continue to receive also the information. So,
Yeah.
give the girl a time, but also do not also welcome the new girl as if,
Replacement.
or as a replacement. Very good, Pao. Because she will never be the replacement because she is not the original.
As a friend, right? Like as a friend in particular.
Yes.
So again, I think you also have to communicate that properly that, hey, you can take a break from us muna just so you can get over the situation. Hindi naman kailangan friendship over. All right. So
And never say information na hindi hinihingi.
that's true. That's true also. Like, guys, chill. All right. So let's turn it over here to our
So
fish bowl.
we still have time so we can pick out questions
Yes.
from our bowl right
This is
here.
a remix episode, so we're also getting
Yeah.
answering questions from real people.
The
From your
netizens.
followers.
netizens.
Yes,
Yes.
those who don't want to call but want their questions answered. Of course, this one coming from Fritz. How do you know it's over and when it's still worth fighting for?
Wow.
Very
Serious?
serious. Tsaka related dun sa question
Actually,
question ni Mary,
yeah.
di ba?
Oo.
Yeah.
How do you know it's over? Number one, when there is no communication. And there's an average of 3 days. 3-day rule. If your partner is not communicating with you for 3 days, that tells you their level of commitment and sincerity to you. Because those partners who could give you silent treatment for 3 days, ibig sabihin they're not very emotionally connected to you because they could afford to do that.
Okay.
Paano kung 2.5 lang?
2.5 lang, may chance pa.
May chance.
2 and 1/4. Boy,
Pwede
no.
pa.
Oh,
From
nagbilang
Lindsay, hi Coach V, how do I drop the hanky to my crush on IG? We interact sometimes. Ha ha ha. Cute. Kilig.
So let's
Okay.
talk about the concept of dropping the handkerchief, because a lot of women would say, Coach V, is it okay magpakita ng interest, or is it okay to initiate? I mean, I'm a modern dating coach, but I also do have some traditional values in terms of I would still want the man to pursue women. And so instead of saying like, hey, gusto kita, you drop the handkerchief, because nung kapanahunan ng lola natin, the lolas do not approach men. But
Yeah.
what they do is they're gonna make themselves look beautiful, and they're gonna do a parade, and then during the parade, they're gonna drop their handkerchief, look at the man that they like, and then the man that's like their go signal. So the man would feel like a hero because he would pick it up and he would return. And it will make the man feel as if it's the man who initiated the conversation.
Okay.
So how do you do that on social media? My love, you can start by really, really taking care of yourself and posting really beautiful photos of you, that you are having fun, that you are living your life. And then if you want to be papansin, do not direct message, but do hearts, hearts, hearts on stories, hearts on the comments, and wait for him to slide in your DM.
Mag-like ka
So
lang.
like all
Mag-like
his
ka.
posts.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's so good.
Paramdam lang, my love, subtle
pero
lang.
wag siya mag-PM.
Wag mag-PM. Let
Okay.
the man
Kailangan
do
yung
the
guy yung
first.
mag-PM.
Yes.
Ah.
That's just me.
Okay.
You may want to initiate, but I do believe
Okay, I know we're
man
running,
would-
we're running out of time, but that makes me really curious, okay?
Oh.
Should you be worried? No, should you be worried if you look at your partner's post or whatever,
Maraming naka-heart.
tapos may man naka-heart na tipong ka? Like, should you be curious about that?
Are you asking for a friend?
Yeah, for friends.
Or are you asking for yourself?
Friends
For a
lang.
friend, yeah. No, okay.
I'm a
Okay,
friendly
go.
guy.
Siguro at this point, marami ng girls, akin na yung Instagram mo, titignan ko. So, my love, if your partner is really an admirable person, you cannot stop the world from admiring your partner. But the question is, sino ang laman ng inbox ng partner mo?
Yeah. Yun, it's the DMs that count.
Yes, because
Diba?
people will admire people who
Yeah,
are a catch.
yeah.
It's natural.
It's not the likes, it's the DMs.
It's the
Yeah.
DMs that
Okay,
matter.
so guys,
Just
don't
make sure he
don't-
does not DM anyone behind your back.
Don't be worried about the likes. Yan lang.
Yeah.
Be worried about
Yeah, the likes
DMs.
don't matter.
Oh, kaya sabi mo sa friend mo, huwag siya magdi-DM kahit kanino.
Huwag ka mag-DM, guys.
Okay? Yan,
Yung
guys,
likes, pwede lang.
But thank you
Pusuan mo
so
lang ng
much.
konti.
Thank you for today's Love Hacks, Coach V. And Coach V will be joining us again tomorrow. Yay! Special edition of Love Hacks.
Special edition of Beautiful Day. And of course, 21 beautiful days left till Christmas. Sorry, naunahan ko na. There is the poster there on the side of Coach V of how you can reach out to her. Of course, it's going to be really interesting, really fun every time. Hopefully, we can have more callers on the show and maybe a live video guest. Now, of course, I mentioned it a while ago. We are counting down days of Christmas. We have 21 beautiful days till Christmas left. Grabe, ang lapit na. My God, I'm already at the gift wrapping stage, okay? It is one of those things already.
That's nice.
And that's a wrap on our show this Thursday, December 4th. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Paolo de Rosario. Remember, keep it cool and take it easy.
And I'm Ann Asis-Carilo. Have a great day ahead. And always remember to choose joy and spread love and kindness wherever this day takes you. See you again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
Beautiful Day!